Hello, everybody, and my followers, my friends, and all the astrology lovers around the world. I'm back with another video, and this is about, generally speaking, about November. I'm going to touch on different subjects, and I mainly will focus on mid-month of November. And the new moon happening in the sign of Scorpio. So here is my contact information in case you like the video and you'd like to contact me. I also write a blog, astrology blog. Here is the link to it. And I have a YouTube channel that you are watching, but I also write daily on Instagram, on MeWe, Tumblr, and Facebook. So I write daily interpretations of the astrology every day. So for this video, I will use some references, Dane Rudyard Mandela for the Sabian symbols, and time passages is the charts that I am casting. Sorry, I'm doing a screencast this time, but I think it will be very effective for you to watch the charts while I explain the astrology. I also refer to the asteroids, even though they are not the main energy in the astrology, but I always say if you're eating the salad will be the main items in the salad will be the planets, and the asteroids will be the seasoning, right? The spices that you use in order to give flavor to the salad. And this is similar in the chart. So the asteroids give a hue of, change the color and gives it the correct or more precise hue. So you'll appreciate the interpretation that I'm using from asteroid goddesses from Demetra George with Douglas Block. So this is mainly it. Now I will have a new share. I will start with sharing the chart for the November 12 astrology. Here we have this chart that is mainly cardinal, as have been for a long time already. But we also have almost the same amount of fixed energy, which gives cardinal is change, and fixed is this solid energy that doesn't want to move. So the fracture for these changes is very radical and profound, right? It's not the same when you break something soft like rubber, right? It bends, but when you break a crystal or a rock, it really fractures. So this is the image to give you about the kind of energy that we are reading now. Cardinal is change, and fixed is solid. So the changes in solid ground, they are very, I would say, traumatic in a sense. So, and I chose, instead of doing the natural zodiac starting in Aries, I did the location. I changed the location to the White House in Washington, D.C. And this is November 12 at 4:30 in the afternoon. Why did I choose this? Because it is the conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto. And this is right before, 2 days before the new moon in Scorpio. And I think it is a very important energy that is happening with a black moon, meaning black because it is under the rays of the sun and it's almost invisible. It's called, in astrology, it's called a balsamic moon. And well, Mercury is the ruler of my chart, and I have this throat that is constricted, because Mercury is still under the square to Saturn. So I have this constriction in my voice. And I've been quite restricted in my broadcasting lately and writings and everything. So I'm barely starting to move. As you can see, Mercury is barely moving from the position, still under the square to around 26 degrees of Libra, still in square with Saturn. So it is oftentimes the influence of the planets are very literally, as you can hear my voice. It is very constricted. So I'll start with, as I said, this chart of November 12th is just 2 days before the new moon, and it features the conjunction, the powerful conjunction of Jupiter and Pluto. This conjunction is very it's an indicator of wealth and great power, right? Jupiter amplifies, is the magnifying glass that amplifies Pluto, which is the resources of the earth. And since Pluto brings also the good luck, it's also amplifying the movement of financial power in the world. Of course, it's always benefiting the ones that have a lot of money. But there is a movement, a powerful movement of money. So we certainly will find with also, it is squaring, the moon and Venus is squaring this conjunction in Capricorn from the sign of Libra. So we see that financial matters will be on the table, especially strongly this November 12th. In some way, there will be a massive shift of money, and also in the economy. We will hear news about, let's say, the stock market, financial institutions, the world central bank, etc. So this is money that is out of the reach of the people, but is in the hands of institutions, and especially it's going to be related to governmental institutions and institutions that are so far stable or very grounded, because it is in the sign of Capricorn, and Capricorn is the sign of power. It is the sign of structures of society, meaning institutions that are the basic structures of society. As I mentioned, financial institutions, banks, and institutions of power, of financial power. Okay, so let me. So I want to add something else to this conjunction, because it's not alone, and I promised to use the asteroid. So I will show you. I will show you that this conjunction is exactly at 2252 degrees exactly the two planets, Jupiter, Pluto, and Pallas Athene. Pallas Athene is an asteroid, and it represents the structural perception or mental conceptualization and the comprehension of structural foundations to the support form and the material reality. So it gives extreme power drive to the authorities or institutions in this case, that rule over others in political and social institutions. So this is the creativity, the mental creativity in the to the for the structures, right, of these authorities. Pallas Athene has the wisdom of order and puts things in proper sequence. So it has the skills of using patterns in the structure, right? Is a very good for architecture. So it will be an architectural sense in this conjunction, meaning that the construction will be, or the reconstructions, because if we consider Pluto as the regenerator, it will be a reconstruction of patterns of institutions that have financial power. So it is also representative of the creative thought emerging as a revolutionary political, philosophical, and social ideologies, and is activism and legal involvement. So we could expect that the regulations, the legal regulations regarding banks, for example, or any other financial institution will be reshaped and regenerated and transformed. So it is in almost perfect sextile to the sun, right? Or the sun is sextiling this conjunction, and that gives creativity, the sun, right? And the sun is in Scorpio, so it is ruled by Pluto, and traditionally also by Mars. We'll see that later. But the sun sextile this conjunction, it is creativity using political or healing forms, right? Scorpio is also a healing sign. Healing forms that strengthen the character and intelligence of what? Of the financial institutions. So there is, as I mentioned before, a square to this conjunction of Moon Venus. And we can see a conflict between that thinking in Capricorn, that conceptualizing mind and feelings, right? And this Venus and the moon are the yin energy trying to find balance and fairness and justice. But this conjunction in Capricorn is squaring. And like when anybody squares you, you know, it is something that puts an obstacle or a block and doesn't let you. So in this case, it represents this conflict between what they are doing at that level in the government or the public politics, and what this yin energy is trying to achieve of justice and fairness. So, and also it meets the emotional versus the needs to achieve and to grab more power, right? So there is also an alienation from the caring and nurturing archetype, right? The moon, it's completely alienated by this power. So people will probably feel the powerlessness and feelings of dependency, because people will lack the knowledge or the education to make face to this transformation or regeneration that is taking place. The square to Venus blocks the yin energy, the feminine, women, the creativity, the harmony. In Libra, the blocks are against fairness, against balance, and justice, right? Venus in Libra, it represents justice. So this conjunction in Capricorn is directly squaring or blocking that justice and fairness. So we have also Mars opposing the Venus Moon conjunction, and this is very powerful. It will perfect earlier than the 12. I think Venus will be around 15 degrees around the 9th, 10th of November. And that's when we will have really maybe armed conflicts. This opposition in the context of events that we are living through, it is an indication of armed conflicts, violence and aggression, especially against fairness and balance and harmony, and a direct attempt against justice, right? So with Jupiter and Capricorn, especially together influenced by Pluto, we see a fallen system of justice. So we cannot expect that, for example, governments or government officials or people in power obeying the rules, the laws. That will not happen. And most probably, we'll see examples all over the world. It's not just limited to one country, because this energy is up in the sky for the whole humanity. So there will be a tendency to not obey the laws, and in a very militarized movement, because we see Mars is still in square to this powerful conjunction, even though it's not exact. But we have Aries in Aries, so Aries is the goddess of discord, as I described a lot before. So we know that this 45 minutes of Aries, with Aries, the planet of discord, against this superpower in Capricorn, is going to be volatile and violent. So there's no escape to that. I'm sorry to say, but we are about to start a period of very dire in our lives. And so what I encourage people is to keep calm. This too will pass, and there is nothing good that we can achieve through violence. We have seen examples in the world, in history. We have seen heinous events that have plagued history, and nothing good has been achieved, except that people got really fed up with bloodshed, with violence, and with horror, right, and terror, until the point that they come out, for example, from the Second World War, um, in eager to be at peace with everybody, and making treaties, and trying to live a life of peace. So let's make a head start and start today to avoid violence and avoid confrontations, and try to live through this time, being heard, but not with physical violence and aggression, right? Nonetheless, we already see families split because of difference of opinions, and let me tell you that there's nothing good coming out of being separated. The best that we can do is to unite in the aim of achieving harmony and peace. There's no other way. There's no other way to solve any problem than peaceful talks and peaceful actions. So and of course, if people come out in the streets, they are risking to lose their lives, and to much heated aggression and destruction. So please, please, please make sure that you are. Oh, just a minute. I'm going to close this program. Okay. Aggression towards people will be in the streets, impulsive emotions, lack of consideration for other people, family conflicts, even sexual aggression, conflict between professional and home life or family life, injury to mothers and women. We have here Venus mothers and Venus women, and the moon mothers. There will be police, military involved. So there's a high risk of accidents with Mars there and Aries. So please, please, please avoid showing your opinions through force or through violence. There is nothing good to be achieved by violence. So if you need a way to calm your heart, use meditation, yoga. I post in my social media, I always post different kinds of meditation techniques that you can use to calm your heart and your mind. Okay, so this is about the 2 days before the new moon. As I said, there are other influences. For example, Mercury is already applying again to the opposition with Uranus. We will see shocking news, shocking aggressive communications, and probably Uranus in Taurus may see repeating news about earthquakes, right? Fracture of the earth, or even violence or aggression coming from the sky. Airplane accidents are not discarded, and because Mercury is travel, and travel in opposition with Uranus may mean airplane travel. So with all those considerations, there may be also storms that are very windy. We saw last time that Mercury was retrograde, opposing, direct and retrograde opposing Uranus. We saw a typhoon. There was a super powerful, about 165 miles per hour wind. And we may see new different episodes of that kind of storms, very windy. So not only are you probably angry, but the earth, Mother Earth, Taurus, is also angry. So it is, everything is vibration, everything is energy. So everything that you feel, Mother Earth is feeling as well, and the universe is feeling it. So as I said, the best we can do is to become conscious and completely aware of our mental processes and our how we are perceiving things, and be aware that thoughts and thinking is just another wind passing. It comes and goes, and we can just let them go through. So if you learn how to let thinking and thoughts go through, you will be better off these times. Okay, so now I will share also the new moon in Scorpio chart, which is this one. And the new moon is happening, oops, it's not this one. I have it wrong. Let me see. So here we are. This is the new moon in Scorpio, November 15th, a few minutes after midnight again, I chose the location of the White House in the District of Columbia. So here we have the new moon. And if you are somewhere else in the world, you can adjust the time. For the Pacific coast will be, I think, 3 hours less, or maybe, yeah, 3 hours less. Okay, so what you can do in order to convert your time is go to timeanddate.com, and they have at the top row, they have tabs where it says time zone converter, and you can use that tool. So we see the new moon in Scorpio here at 23 degrees, 18 minutes. So the people who will be most affected by this new moon will be the fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, especially those who have planets at near 23 degrees. I would say from 19 to 26 degrees about. But other people will receive this influence nonetheless in some other ways. It depends on your chart, obviously, and if you would like to see how this energy will affect you, you can always contact me for a reading. I am available to do readings right now. and even your solar return. If you have your birthday around the last 2 months of the year, it would be good, and even into January or February, it would be good for you to have a reading for the whole year, because the solar return will be the chart of your birthday, and that will define the whole year for you. But also, I offer other kinds of readings. You just need to contact me at the email that I showed at the beginning, and I will show it again at the end. So now let's talk about let's talk about the new moon in Scorpio. It's a fixed sign, but it's also a water sign. So it's going to be a very emotional new moon. Usually in Scorpio, the moon is not happy at all, much less when it's completely overpowered and hidden by the sun rays. So usually what happens with this moon is that the veil through the spiritual world is very, very thin, and people who have a special perception that is sensitive to those spiritual energies is able to tap into those. And so that means that you may have important revelations at this time. And other things is that, as I said, is very emotional, and it has several important aspects. I will first mention the exact ones, which is the quincunx to Aries. So there is a tension, very strong tension with this planet that represents the rebellion, and so it's a powerful influence for strife, much more so because Scorpio is ruled by traditionally by Mars, which is very, very strong in Aries, and Pluto, which is super extra strong in Capricorn, and not only because of the sign, but also because of the influence of Jupiter with it, which is barely moving, separating from the conjunction that just happened, as I showed you on November the 12th. So the energy of Pluto as the ruler of this new moon is amplified. So the transformation and the regeneration this new moon indicates is ultra powerful at this time. So we can expect a complete overhaul of whatever is indicated by the sign of Scorpio in your chart. And I will, at the end, I will briefly indicate that for every rising sign. So, and not only that, but we are still in square with the Pluto with Aries. So Pluto in square with Aries indicates a very explosive rebellion against this power indicated in Capricorn. So this new moon has nothing of peaceful or quiet or of harmonious. It's the best symbol that I can explain is composting. If you can bear with me, composting is the complete decay and destruction of the matter it makes a fertile soil for new things to grow, right? You use compost in order to fertilize the earth and plant new seeds. So this is the symbolism of this new moon, that something will be completely smashed and dissolved and decomposed completely in order to give birth to something new. So it is a very transformational, as I just explained, and it will regenerate, right? It has the power of Pluto to give birth from what is dead. That is the best image that I can explain. In other videos, I've shown and explained the transmutation of a caterpillar into a butterfly, right? The caterpillar inside the chrysalis becomes this goo, this matter that doesn't even have consistency, and it becomes a completely new being. So this is the power of this new moon in Scorpio. I looked up the Sabian symbol for the 24th, which is the corresponding, when you look up the Sabian symbols, it's the next degree, because it's the 24th degree. And it says, after having heard an inspired individual deliver his Sermon on the Mount, crowds are returning home. And so it signals to the need to incorporate inspiring experiences and teachings into everyday life. And it's about what I just said, that we are absorbing from that composting, absorbing the nutrients in order to give birth to that new seed, that new plant, that new thing that we want to give birth. So it's in sextile to the Capricorn stellium. Some call it Capricorn brigade, right? And it's, as I said, this stellium, the four elements there, Jupiter, Pluto, Pallas Athene, and Saturn, are working as a block. And they are, the new moon is sextiling this block. And what it gives is presents an opportunity for transmutation by empowerment, creative thinking, and regeneration of structural base of reality. I need to also refer to Mars, the traditional ruler of this new moon, and it's drilling down the 15th degree, because it just on November the 12th turned direct. As you see here, it's now direct. And what happens is that from the 12th to the 16th, it will be drilling down the 15th degree. And I looked up also, that will be for 20 days. So I looked up the Sabian symbol from Dane Rudier about Aries 16th, and it says nature spirits are seen at work in the light of the sunset. And so it talks about the attunement to the potency of invisible forces of nature that open the mind to the possibility of approaching life in a holistic and non-rational rather intuitive manner. So this new moon then from the Mars influence is asking us to incorporate and absorb those spiritual influences from the spiritual realm in order to give this new start a spiritual flavor or aspect. So in this case, I want to also point out from the point of view of the White House, which is the location of this particular chart, that is the new moon is in the third house, indicating a new start in communications, announcements. There will be powerful press releases or press conferences or announcements from the White House. And as I said, Mars and this Capricorn brigade are in square, and it wouldn't be surprising that they announce some military movement or some kind of boots on the ground in order to, or some kind of armed control or something of the kind on the streets in order to control and in order to establish power, right? So the fifth house, which is where the Capricorn is located, is in mundane astrology is speculation, creative thinking, manipulation of beliefs. And we have already described the Pluto transforming or manipulating beliefs or ideologies. Jupiter represents also justice, philosophies. So Pluto is a manipulative power, very strong power of manipulation of those justice, philosophy, ideologies in order to control, because Saturn is also there. And everything is, as I mentioned before, squaring Aries and Mars in Aries in the eighth house, which is, the eighth house is powerful secrets and also transformative processes that are, and also talks about manipulation, secret dealings, right, and not always transparent, that are in action, in operation. So Saturn is also a significator for the fourth house, which is the opposition to the power. And it's also a significator of the eighth house and the 10th house. So Saturn is showing here this opposition between the power that is now holding the White House and the opposition, and the eighth house of secret manipulations that, remember, Saturn traditionally, it is a malefic, and we also Mars and Pluto are considered malefic. So Rahu, or the North Node in the 10th house, talks about diplomatic moves of the executive, manipulations, deception of the power, the current power. And also it may be Rahu in traditional astrology is considered the god that wanted to achieve the achieve and hold the power of the gods, you know, for himself, even through not very clear or moral acts and actions. Actually, he attempted to steal the power of the gods. So Rahu in the 10th house is not very good indicator of what the current power is doing. And Rahu and Ketu, or the south node in the 4th house, talks about natural calamities, for example, affecting people or affecting the opposition to the current power, fears, violence, and such. So I want to further show you another chart, which is the chart of the inauguration. So let me share that also with you. Let's see. Let's see. No, that's not it. Just a second. So here it is. This is the chart for January 20th, 2021 at noon in the Capitol building where the inauguration will take place. I have posted on my Facebook page about this. Just very quickly, I would like to point out the 12th house. The rising sign is Taurus with Venus in the 9th house. And I'm talking about whole sign houses here because that's how the rulership works. So the ruler of the ascendant, which will be the ceremony itself, is Venus in the 9th house of foreign affairs. And international, you know, the ceremony for the inauguration will be watched and seen all over the world, as you can expect. So that's not surprising that it's shown like that. But if we consider this, this is the most important aspect here, Mars in exact conjunction with Uranus. This is explosive. This is violent. This is a fracture. This is something that will it could be because it is in the 12th house, it could be a violent aggression. It's something that may come from the sky because of Uranus that rules the sky, it rules the winds. And Taurus is the sign of the earth, of the material. So there could be aggression coming from above. It could be also violence, I don't know, military. Remember, this is still in square to, let's say, between, it's not exact midpoint, but is approximately the midpoint between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. So this is expected to be very strong and explosive. Probably coming from this control, you know, in the 10th house. Aquarius in this chart is the 10th house, which is the power, the present power, the current power. So we have Pluto the transformation at the midheaven, right? Almost 2 degrees apart, we can consider that to be on top of the midheaven, which is a ceremony or an inauguration that will be completely transmuted. It's not going to be what is expected, but it's going to be probably destroyed. Pluto is not an energy that is, as I said, is the extreme power. It's the atomic power. Is the power that has is the power that is represented by the Big Bang, where everything originates and everything implodes. So it doesn't say good things about this inauguration. So the sun, another very important, the sun, it is at 0 degree of Aquarius. So it is the most powerful degree of the sign, and it's not cardinal, but is air sign, which has to do with ideologies, with social society, and also it has to do with the internet. So it will probably be seen, the sun, which is the most powerful light in the solar system. This will be seen all over the world as very obvious and very, very clearly all over the world, since it is the maximum point of the chart, which is the 10th house. We have also the moon in the sign of Aries in the 12th house, whole sign house, in this case, together with Aries. So people are in rebellion, showing rebellion behind the scenes. So this is something that is being done in secret, that is not easily pinpoint, that we cannot know where it comes from. And so for this analysis, I will not consider the trans-Neptunian Neptunian planets like Makemake and Haumea, and let us focus on the axis of Rahu in Gemini and Ketu in Sagittarius. So the axis is enclosing all the traditional planets on one side of the axis. And this is in traditional sidereal astrology. It is from the Hindu tradition, is considered what is called Kalsarpa yoga. And the Kalsarpa yoga is just a second. I'm gonna find my note. So yes, the Kalsarpa yoga is this enclosure of all the traditional planets on one side of the nodal axis between Rahu and Ketu, or the north node and the south node of the moon. This is a very karmic configuration, and when all those traditional planets are in this configuration, it causes confusion, mishaps, obstructions, and vulnerability. Kalsarpa yoga is considered harmful, and sometimes it is believed that it causes sufferings, persisting struggles, misfortune, and deception. And especially when Rahu and Ketu or other functional malefic planets, for example, Saturn, Mars, Eris, cause severe conjunctions or aspects with weak planets or houses. So as I said, there is so much fixed energy, earth energy, that if violence arises, there will be material loss and life loss. So I really hope that this event could be delayed or postponed for another time. The conjunction, in fact, of Mars and Uranus is happening at 3:38 p.m. Local time in DC. But there's one more thing I want to mention, and is Neptune. Neptune in the 11th house is Neptune is in the house of groups, and groups that are formed under a common cause, right? And this is in perfect, almost perfect square by for 8 minutes of orb with the nodal axis. It's in perfect square with the north node and the south node. And this may imply that we see groups of people dispersed or in confusion about security, because the nodes are in the second and eighth houses of respectively material security, second house, and emotional security in the eighth house, and also represent the economic problems, the misinformation, misdeeds, and general discouragement because of lack of energy, right? So these houses are now deprived of energy, and these are the houses, the wealth houses and the resources houses, the energy houses. So this ceremony will be robbed of its energy by Neptune by groups of people, Neptune in the 11th house. So it's probably a lot more to say about this configuration. Mercury trine the north node and sextile the south node. That's another consideration. But it's Mercury is here indicating the broadcast that is wide broadcast through the net or the internet. So everything that happens will be seen live everywhere in the world. So I hope this information is hopeful. I will go to the chart just a second I want to point out just very, very quickly how the new moon in Scorpio will affect every rising sign. So I will start with Scorpio, since the new moon is happening there. For Scorpio rising, this will be completely transformative for yourself. It will radiate across to your partner, and it will also affect your home life, family life, and your professional life. So you are the one being transformed. So let's go to the next house. Let's do Sagittarius now. For Sagittarius, you will be made aware of a powerful psychological transformation of your unconscious, and also of your dream life, literal dream, your resting life, for example, will be transformed how you sleep, how you rest. You will probably feel more in a retreat mode in order to analyze yourself and become acquainted with your psychology. And also probably the family, past life, family baggage that you may have in your life may become obvious to you, especially regarding your values, right? Let's go to Capricorn now. For Capricorn rising, that will happen in the 11th house. So your friends will be enduring or undergoing powerful transmutations. They will experience very, very powerful changes in their lives. And there will probably be things that may not be obvious to everybody, because Scorpio is a secret sign. And they may have an incidence on your life, because Pluto is on the first house of you, your identity. For Aquarius, this will be in the 10th house, or your professional life. So Aquarius will have a powerful transmutation of your professional life, your career, and everything that you do in the public eye. Of course, as always, since when events or transits are happening on the angular houses, this transformation of your career will affect your person, it will affect your partner and your family life as well. So for Pisces rising sign, this will affect your vision of the world, how you perceive the world in general, and your philosophy, your ideology, even your belief system will be completely transformed. Something will happen there that you will see the world in a different eye. For Aries rising, this will happen in the 8th house of powerful transformations, because Scorpio is the natural, this is the natural zodiac, and Scorpio is the 8th house of transformative episodes in your life. It could be giving birth, or having a death in your family, or having a death around you, or not necessarily has to be a physical death, but it may be something that is completely going away and replaced by a new thing. You may also have a healing in that place, because a new moon in an 8th house could be healing, something that is healing in your life. Let's go to the sign of Taurus as rising sign, and that will happen in the 7th house. And that will be a new start, a transformative new start for your partner, or your business partners, or associations, and the way you relate to other people. And that will be changing for you. So for Gemini rising, the new moon will happen in the 6th house, and that may bring out powerful transformation in your daily routines or your health. It could be healing, because as I said, Scorpio is a healing energy, has a healing energy, but it could also mean that your daily the schedule of work and the workplace may be transformed. Something, maybe you go from working remotely to working in place, or vice versa, from working in the office to go home and work remotely, or something of that kind. And let's go to now Cancer. For Cancer rising signs, this happens in your 5th house, which is the house of your creative expression. So something is transforming there. If you're an artist, for example, it could be that you have a regeneration of your creative juices. It might mean also become pregnant, for example, if you are in that situation. It could also be that something changes with your children. It could be that your children are leaving home or they're coming home. So there is a powerful change for your children. It talks about education, so that can also change. Let's say for Leo rising signs, that will be a change or transformative process in your family life, or with a family member, or your home. Maybe you decide that you're moving homes. Something in your home life is changing. Maybe you are redecorating, or maybe you are, as I said, changing, making a very profound change either in your home or in your family life. So next is sorry. Next is Virgo, which is my rising sign. And that will be a transformation in your communication style. Something will change for you in the way you communicate, the way you express yourself. Maybe there is also a new deal, a new agreement that you make for something related to communication. You have the natural ruler of the 3rd house, which is Mercury there. So that is helping for this to be positive for you. So I guess that will be a very, and it's related to your creativity, because Pluto, the ruler of the moon, is in the 5th house. So it's definitely something good and transformational in your communication. Maybe if you're a journalist, a writer, a blog writer, or a broadcaster, or someone like that is writing creatively, that will be a new start in that regard. And Libra is the last sign, rising sign for you. That will be a transformation of your values. And that is personal values, moral values, ethical values, but as well as financial values. So that will be a transformation of how you make money and how you spend money. And also your self-esteem you may start saying, well, I'm not selling myself short anymore. This is my value. And because it is a powerful new moon, so it is empowering. This is a new moon that is empowering you. So for Libra rising, it may be very, very much empowering. So this has been the report for all the 12 signs. And to end this report, I want to point out to what a conjunction is. In this case, the new moon is a conjunction, as well as Jupiter and Pluto are a conjunction. And it means that the combination of those energies. In the case of the sun with the moon in general, what happens is that the sun overpowers the moon by hiding it. And what happens is that the consciousness, which is represented by the sun, is overpowering and illuminating behind the unconsciousness. So this will be a rising of your consciousness in this empowering new moon. And for the combination of Jupiter and Pluto in the Capricorn conjunction is the combination of the magnifying and amplifying energy of Jupiter with the power, the extreme power of Pluto that I already described. So, but at the same time, what happens is that Pluto has also an influence on Jupiter. So everything that is symbolically represented by Jupiter, as I said, ideologies, the vision of the world, education, the justice system, and everything that is good luck is also being transformed by the energy of Pluto. So I thank you very much for spending this time with me. I hope this information has been clear, first of all, and has been helpful in order for you to use it. Make sure that you use your consciousness and your critical thinking in order to make decisions, that you don't base your decisions on what other people say, including me, right? That you use common sense and reason as well as intuition in order to make your decisions. So I wish you the best, and I hope this video has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time. Please like, comment, and share my video if you think that is useful for other people as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.